Alrighty, it's time to revisit the Hunter changes to 7.1.5. I've been working on my weak auras cluster for this and redoing it. As you can see, if I have volley, my activate volley button or thing comes up really big to remind me to activate it because there's nothing like losing DPS because you don't have volley on. But I don't have volley. For this build, I'm going to be using lock and load, patient sniper, and a murder of crows and trick shot as my DPS talent choices. And I can get rid of this even been innervated thing. That's something I made for my raid team. Hey, you've been innervated, so cast away. I rearranged my cluster here, so now I have 4 focus bars, and like I have a red one. You see the bar color's red, yellow, kind of a lighter green, and a darker green. The way I have these triggers set up is less than 35, it's red. So that means I can't do I really should do less than 25, but less than 35 is red. That means I'm not going to be able to do another aim shot for if I it's just visual. So greater than or equal to 35 on that trigger, and then the trigger 2 is less than 50. So if it's yellow, I can't do an aim shot. Once it turns green, I'm clear to do an aim shot, and then this one is greater than or equal to 50, and then less than or equal to or less than 100, and this one is greater than 1 or equal to 100. So when we're at 100, you have that nice green. And one thing I set up here, and this is something I'm going to probably hide when out of combat, but this is my aim shot cast time, and I made a custom script for that. I found a custom script actually online. Auto shot cast time, and the trigger is a cooldown progress on the spell. And you can see here we got like get spell info, aim shot, name, rank, icon, cast time. So the cast time divided by 1,000 is the instead of in milliseconds, it's in seconds, right? And so like the next one is divided by 500. You can see right here, divided by 500. And the next one is divided by 333, so that's three casts of aim shot will take 5.12 seconds. And that's ideally without lag. So then you have 4, 6.82. Generally, in a 7-second vulnerable window, you're not going to get 4 of them out with your base haste. And right now my haste is at 17%. Right. The reason I made these is because you have things like True Shot, which increases your haste by 40%. That's going to reduce your cast time on aim shot. And you want to know how many aim shots you can fit into that vulnerable window. Or at the very least, this top number, that's your current aim shot cast time, if you can fit 1 more aim shot into the cast time window. The reason for this is because of the patient sniper buff. And you can see how you gain the patience of this veteran sniper, increasing damage bonus of vulnerable by 10% every 1 second. Vulnerable is now baked into the spec, so I have this vulnerable thing where if the target is vulnerable, it'll display it, and it'll display the amount of time left on vulnerable right here. And as long as this number is bigger than this number, I can fit another aim shot into that patient sniper window, or that vulnerable window. I also have these where if based on the trigger of the amount of time remaining. So if it's greater than 6 seconds, then it's going to display the 100, right? If it's greater than greater than or equal to 5 seconds, and the second trigger is less than 6, right? It's going to display the 110. You see how the display is 110%. So it's plus 110% there, plus 120, plus 130, plus 140, plus 150, plus 160. All of these display only in that window of time during vulnerable when that is the bonus. So when your aim shot goes off, whatever this is displaying is going to be the bonus that you get, right? Now I could have just made one of them and just read the vulnerable debuff tooltip and gotten the custom thing out of it, but I decided to go this route instead. So anyway, the point is that we want to figure out how to get at least an aim shot out in that 150 to 160 range and not waste an aim shot so that it goes off after vulnerable drops off. So if we start off here, we got not vulnerable. We're in combat, right? Not vulnerable. Oh, hey, I have my bloodthirsty instinct at procced. So I have haste increased by 3,162, and you notice my cast time went down to 1.59. Oh, I just procced lock and load. I have 2 charges of lock and load. You can see I have that much time to get them off. 1, 2. My cast time is 0, right? I'm back to 1.5 because I procced my blood frenzy again for my bloodthirsty instinct. So you see how this is always changing. Now watch this. When I go into True Shot 1.14, see now, man, I really want to get those out there. Oh, hey, if you proc a lock and load with like 4 seconds or 3 seconds left on your vulnerable, holy cow, that's amazing because you get 2 free aim shots at 150 and 160% bonus. So now you see I went use True Shot. I have that there, and that's going to be very valuable for when you have the boots that reduces the cooldown on it. You don't want to have to keep track of it down here by looking down here. It's just right here. Also, your a Murder of Crows, and you notice like in my weak aura here, and I'm going to put the weak aura in the description of this video. I have Barrage here, but it's only loaded if I have that talent selected. I have a Murder of Crows in the same spot, and it's only loaded if that talent is selected, right? So, I think I can increase the size of it, though. Yeah, I need to do that. But anyway, the point here is that we have all the information we need right down here about whether we should fire another aim shot or not. It also helps us in our testing of figuring out when to do like an arcane shot in the middle of the rotation. There's a way of doing it where I saw somebody else post a video about it where he's basically saying, okay, you get vulnerable, right? We're just going to clear off that. You hit your arcane, now you get vulnerable, and once you're vulnerable, you aim shot immediately, but then arcane shot to build focus and delay your subsequent aim shots to the end of the window, so you're not doing 3. You're building up another little bit of focus with that arcane shot, and then you have enough focus to do 2 more, maybe 3 more aim shots, depending on if you're in heroism or not. So we go marked, now aimed. Oh crap, we procced. So, and do I have time for another one? No, I did not. See, that one hit for normal. You see how I knew I was not going to have enough time for it because and in that case, you could just like cancel your, move to cancel it or whatever so that you don't waste your focus. The thing that I'm learning is that focus is life. Focus is DPS. If you waste focus on an aim shot that does not even have the vulnerable, you are doing it very, very wrong. Okay, so here we go. Let's get it vulnerable, an aim shot, arcane, and then 2 aims. And we don't have time. So that could be a good thing for like your normal base rotation is just aimed, arcane, aimed, arcane, aimed. So let's get vulnerable again. Get it vulnerable, aimed, arcane, aimed. And boom, it hits at 160. That second aim shot hit when it was at 160. So let's try this again and just do it the other way. Hit marked and then 2 aimed. Oh crap. I really should just turn off lock and load for now just to get rid of that so we don't have that getting in the way. Right, click it off. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, let's get marked shot and then aimed, and we actually have time for 3 aims there, right? 5.12. So the big thing is that by the time you get off your global cooldown, the vulnerable is already 2 seconds in, or 1.5 seconds in. And now we gotta build up, and now we hit that aim shot. If you need to build up focus, in order after going vulnerable, watch for that timer, and it's like, okay, I'm over 50. I'm gonna get an aim shot out, at least one, right? So let's actually burn a bunch of focus here, and Oh wait, multi gives me focus. What am I doing? So let's get I'm just burning focus like mad. Okay, so now let's get vulnerable. Marked shot, arcane, arcane, aimed, boom. At least I had a 150 there. You want to at least get one aim shot into every vulnerable window. And if you need to, use the vulnerable window to build up at least enough focus, and then get at least one aim shot out. So, and boom. See, that's going to be your maximum DPS right there. The other thing is, I really, really, really like lock and load because of the chance to proc. You proc that lock and load in the middle of a vulnerable window, and you can fire off 2 quick aim shots that are boosted by quite a bit. So, let me get flasked and fed. And let's see what our single target can be on this training dummy here. Now, one nice thing about this is, without sidewinders, now you get an accurate DPS reading on a single target, because sidewinders and barrage would hit all these other targets in this area. I think it's really stupid of Blizzard to not put training dummies where you can only have just one, so you can single target, get an accurate single target assessment there. So, yeah, let's just see what our burst is here. Wind burst, true shot, arcane, aimed, marked, aimed, arcane, aimed, marked, arcane, marked, arcane, aimed, marked, arcane, marked, arcane, arcane, build up some focus, arcane, marked, 2 aims here, split by an arcane shot, and boom, yeah, see, that's huge. Wind burst to get us vulnerable again. Do a couple arcanes to build up. Now, boom. Yep. Oops. Aimed arcane. Aimed. Boom. See? Marked. Arcane. Build up twice. And then boom. See, I'm hitting that 150 to 160 a lot easier now. Now I can see what the timer is. And I can see, now I know what's going on, right? And at the very least, you want to hit that 150. And boom, there's that. Marked. Refresh the vulnerable. That's the key to it all, is making sure that you're getting an aim shot off at that optimum time. At it's 1.7 seconds here for me, but see, it's going to be different for you based on your haste. So you're going to need to kind of gauge it based on your current haste at the time. And so what this WeakR does is it helps you with that. It gives you a nice little baseline for it. This just tells you, oh, okay, if I'm at 4 seconds, I would say 4 seconds, I can do 2. If I'm at 5, a little over 5, I can do 3. But chances are you're not going to be able to do 3 ever because of the 130 focus, here. Like, let's just see how many we can get off. Can we get 3 off in a row? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, we had a focus or a haste buff there. But we can never get 4, really. Unless our haste brings that down low enough to make it worth it, and our haste, of course, gives us passive focus regen. And haste is never going to be more powerful than mastery, so you're not going to want to stack haste so you can fit more in, because then you'll just be hitting, faster for less. And the sacrifice you make in the power of your shots is not going to be worth the ability to get another shot off. So there's that. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw, that there's some variability here, and it makes the spec really interesting to play. I'm dedicated to being a marksman hunter for the rest of time. I refuse to let beasts, and pets do my damage for me, and I refuse to be melee. So marksman it is, so just doing that rotation again. There we go. Boom. Marked. Get some focus. And now I can do 2 in a row. and I hit a 150 there. Let's get vulnerable, arcane. Let's get. Oh, I forgot my fucking murder crows. It's really easy to get in the weeds and screwed up on it too. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna save that there. See, that was one thing I just did where I had lock and load proc, and I instead of using it, I used an arcane to build some focus instead. Just kind of like I'm waiting, so I might as well shoot something. I'm waiting for that vulnerable window to be 150. I hit it at 150, and I hit it at see, I'm saving that. I'm saving it. I'm saving it, and boom, boom, 1.3 million aim shot there, instant. So when you're saving your lock and load procs for the 150 and 160 windows, um, you can aim shot or you can arcane shot to get some focus while you're waiting there too. All right, and that may actually, your arcane shot may actually proc another marking targets, so your next mark shot will refresh the vulnerable that just expired. So it's a complicated spec now. It's not so face roll easy. Anyway, good luck. Have fun.